Hello everyone and welcome back to another video tutorial on my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be doing a little layered stamping and we're going to be using the Making Christmas Bright and Christmas Pines stamp set. This is a really easy and fun card. I'm calling it layered stamping because we're not really doing a spotlight with what we're doing. So I'll show you spotlight stamping another time, but what we're doing is layering that pine branch there in the corner. We're going to be using the Making Christmas Bright stamp set, which is in the holiday catalog, and we're going to be using the Christmas Pines stamp set, which is in the annual catalog. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to line this larger and smaller piece of cardstock together. This is Whisper White. I'm stamping it in Call Me Clover. That's the pine branch from Christmas Pines. Sorry about that little editing hiccup there. And as you can see, there's a little bit of gap in there, but once we layer it on top of that red piece, you won't be able to see the gap and it'll look like one continual image. And that's sort of the basic principle of spotlight stamping, only this isn't in the spotlight, it's up in the corner. So that's why we're going with calling it layered. I'm not sure if I said that already. Did I say that already? It could be. It's 3:30 in the morning, so you guys have to give me a break when I make these videos because I make them very early in the morning. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and add the adhesive to the back of this and layer it right on top where the other part of the branch is. Just making sure that it looks continuous and making sure that that cardstock is square on top of the other white piece. And that looks pretty good to me, so we're gonna go with it right there. So that's kind of a cool technique, don't you think? And that was easy enough. Okay, so we're gonna move on, and I'm bringing in some scrap cardstock to make our bulbs and our sockets. And there's the bulb punch that comes with the Making Christmas Bright in a bundle. If you buy the bundle, the stamp set and the punch together, you save 10%. So that's a very good deal. And we're going to be making the sockets first, and I'm using that little strip of Smoky Slate cardstock and Memento black ink, and I'm just going to stamp the little sockets along on this strip of cardstock, which came in very handy because it was a strip. So always be sure to save your cardstock pieces because you never know what you're going to need them for. Okay, so yes, I did stamp 5, not because I can't count, but in case I make a mistake. So I'm just going to be using the bottom part of that punch for the little sockets. So I'm just going to go along and punch these out. The wonderful thing about Stampin' Up! Punches is they punch really easy. And if you have arthritis in your hands or a problem with your shoulder like I do, it makes it very easy to do, so I can't recommend them enough. Some punches you really have to bear down hard to get them to punch, but these are easy. Okay, so we're moving along to cutting or punching our bulbs. That was Call Me Clover, and that was Real Red. And this is one of the new colors, Balmy Blue. And the next color we're using is Daffodil Delight. Okay, so this is the new Pick Me Up tool, and this thing is amazing. It has like a putty-like substance in the tip of it, and the part that I just pulled off was dry, so you just turn it and more comes up, and you just pick up whatever you need to pick up. And it doesn't leave a residue or anything, and it holds perfect until you're ready to release whatever it is that it's holding. It's wonderful. Now I'm using a little Tombow glue here, and it's just in a quilted bottle just so I have a little more control. So I'm just laying that down right where I want it, and I got it a little crooked, so I'm going to take the pick or the pokey end of the Pick Me Up stick and get that lined up. And we're going to do this to all of the bulbs. And see, they're just a little bit too much oozed out, so I just took my finger and made it into a little ball. This thing has a pokey end on it, and on the other end of the pokey end, you can switch it out to a spatula end. And there are also two scoring tools that come along with it that you can switch out as well. So now we're going to be stamping our little string, and I'm just using Memento Black, and we're just going to kind of put it across the corner there. And the string isn't going to go all the way across, but that's okay because we're going to cover it up with one of the bulbs. So I'm still letting those bulbs dry for just a couple of more minutes, so we're going to go ahead and do our sentiment. I'm using Real Red, and this sentiment does come from the Making Christmas Bright set. So we're going to stamp this here in Real Red, and the Bright sentiment is a separate stamp, and so we're just going to add that down to the bottom, which is kind of fun because you can put another sentiment. You don't have to put Bright underneath it, which makes that really cool. It's always nice to have options. So now I'm bringing in my 2-inch circle punch, and I'm punching out our sentiment. And next I'm going to bring in our 2 1/4 inch punch and punch out a piece in Real Red. All of the measurements and everything are going to be over on my blog. If you just click the link in the description below, it'll take you right to my blog and give you all of the measurements and everything for this project, along with the supplies that I've used. So don't worry about measurements right now. I know I haven't given them to you along the video. Okay, so now I think our bulbs are nice and dry. So I'm going to go ahead and put a dimensional on the back of each one. A regular size dimensional fits just perfect. So I'm going to grab one here and show you where I put it, just sort of right in the middle. And I'm going to do the same for the other bulbs. Now I have that done. I'm going to place them with the socket just a little bit above the string, and then I'm going to try to just eyeball and get them an equal distance apart as best as I can. It doesn't have to be perfect. Our Christmas lights are kinked up most of the time, at least they are at my house. We have straight pieces and curly pieces and all kinds. It's always an adventure, isn't it? Okay, so now we have those on. I'm going to add some adhesive, some snail adhesive there to the back of the sentiment. And I'm just going to place that, kind of tucking it underneath that Daffodil Delight bulb there. And our card is nearly finished. We just have one finishing touch that we need to do. This is a chalk marker, and I'm just adding a little line on the side of each of the bulbs. This sort of just gives you the idea that there's a reflection there because these bulbs are supposed to be glass or plastic. This is just a fun thing that you can do with anything that is reflective. So it just looks cute. Now I'm just going to add some adhesive to the back of this and place it on our card base. And then our card is completely finished. Fast, easy, fun, festive. I can think of all kinds of adjectives. So I really do hope that you like this card. I really had a lot of fun making it. And there it is. And I'm bringing in the other one that I made first. So what do you think? I hope that you like them. If you live in the United States and don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to earn your business. All of my contact information is over on my blog, so please feel free to get in touch with me. I'm happy to help you with anything. I appreciate your time today, and I appreciate you watching. So have a good day and happy crafting.